Marcus Webb had $350 sitting in his Fidelity account, a ticker symbol written on a sticky note on his desk, and a buy button he'd stared at for 9 days straight. He wasn't confused. He knew what he wanted to buy. He knew the account was funded. He'd watched the tutorials. But every time he opened the app, something locked up inside him. What if he pressed the wrong thing? What if he bought at the wrong time? What if he lost money on day one and it turned out the whole thing had been a mistake? Here's the thing. Marcus isn't unusual. Fidelity's own research found that nearly 1 in 3 people who open a brokerage account never place their first trade. They deposit money, they poke around, and then they close the app. Not because investing is actually that hard, but because the moment you go to click buy, the screen looks like an airplane cockpit and nobody told you which lever to pull. I'm Joe from Joe Invests. This is the channel where we break down the money stuff they skipped in school. And today, I'm going to walk Marcus and you through every single step of buying your first stock, from the broker to the confirmation screen. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do. Let's start before the app even opens. Why do so many people freeze? It's not a knowledge gap, it's a fear of irreversibility. Investing feels permanent in a way that researching investing does not. You can watch videos about swimming for weeks, but the moment you're standing at the edge of the pool, everything changes. Add to that the fact that most brokerage apps are designed for people who already know what they're doing. Limit orders, margin accounts, options chains, extended hours trading, it's a lot. And all of it is visible on the same screen where you're just trying to buy one share of something. The solution isn't more research, it's a guided first walkthrough, which is exactly what this is. Step 1. Choose a broker. For beginners in 2026, 2 platforms consistently rise to the top, Fidelity and SoFi. Both are free to use, no trading commissions, no account minimums. Both support fractional shares, which I'll explain in just a minute. Both have mobile apps that don't require a finance degree to navigate. I'm using Fidelity for this walkthrough. They've been around since 1946, they have excellent customer service, and their mobile app has gotten dramatically better in the last few years. If you already do your banking with SoFi, their investing platform is just as solid. It's all in one place, which some people prefer. Whichever you choose, the account opening process is the same. Download the app, click Open Account, fill in your personal information, name, address, social security number, a photo of your ID. It takes about 10 minutes. It's exactly like opening a bank account. Once you're approved, you're ready to fund it. Step 2, fund the account. You'll link your checking or savings account via a bank transfer. This is called an ACH transfer. Fidelity asks for your routing number and account number, which you can find on a check or inside your bank's app. Here is something most beginners don't know. You do not need a lot of money to start. You can fund an account with $10 and make your first trade. You don't need to save up $500 or wait for some perfect moment. The whole point of fractional shares is that you can invest whatever amount you have available, even if it's $25. For this walkthrough, Marcus is transferring $350. His money will be available to invest within 1 to 3 business days, though Fidelity typically credits it instantly for buying purposes once the transfer is initiated. Step 3. Search for your stock. Marcus has decided he wants to buy VOO, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. It's one of the most widely held investments in America. It tracks the 500 largest companies in the US. It has an expense ratio of 0.03%, and it's been compounding at roughly 10% per year on average over the last century. A great first buy. Let's find it. In the Fidelity app, there's a search bar at the top. Marcus types VOO. The fund shows up immediately at the top of the list. He taps it. Now he's on VOO's detail page. He sees a chart, a current price, some performance numbers. He doesn't need to analyze any of that right now. He just needs to hit the buy button at the bottom of the screen. A quick note on tickers. Every stock and fund has one. VOO is the ticker for Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. AAPL is Apple. MSFT is Microsoft. If you search by name, the app will show you the ticker. You don't need to memorize them. But once you know your ticker, searching is instant. Step 4. Market order versus limit order. This is the screen that froze Marcus for 9 days, and it's going to make total sense in about 60 seconds. When you go to buy a stock, you'll be asked to choose an order type. The two you'll see are market order, and limit order. A market order means buy this right now at whatever price it's trading for at this exact second. Fast, simple, guaranteed to fill. The tiny downside is that the price can shift by a few cents between when you click and when it goes through. On a liquid fund like VOO, we're talking pennies. A limit order means only buy if the price drops to a specific number I set. So if VOO is at $538 and you set a limit order for $530, you're saying, I only want in if it dips $8. The upside is price control. The downside is that if VOO never drops to $530, your order never fills. You just wait and wait. For a first trade on an index fund, a market order is almost always the right call. The difference in price you might save with a limit order is trivial compared to the risk of missing the trade entirely because your limit never triggered. Marcus selects market order. Step 5. How many shares do you buy? Here's where people get stuck if they don't know about fractional shares. Let's say VOO is trading at $538 per share. Marcus has $350. Under the old rules, he couldn't buy a single share. He'd be $188 short. He'd have to wait and save more. But in Fidelity today, and in most modern brokers, you can buy a fraction of a share. Marcus doesn't need $538. He can put in exactly $350 and buy roughly 0.65 of a share. He still owns VOO. He still gets the same percentage gains and dividends. He just owns a fraction. In the buy screen, there's a toggle between shares and dollars. Marcus switches to dollars, types in $350, and the app automatically calculates how much of a share that buys. No math required. This dollar-based approach is the right way to think about investing at the start anyway. You're not managing share counts, you're allocating dollars. I have $100 a month to invest is a much more useful frame than I need to afford a full share. Step 6. Read the confirmation screen. Before the trade goes through, you'll see a confirmation screen. 3 things to check. First, the ticker. Is it VOO? Not some similar sounding fund that came up in the search? Confirm it. Second, the order type. Market order, not limit order, not stop order. Third, the dollar amount. $350, not $3,500, not $35. Those 3 checks take 10 seconds. Once you've confirmed all 3, you tap Submit Order. Marcus taps Submit, and that's it. His first trade is placed. Step 7. What happens after you buy? Within seconds, sometimes milliseconds, during regular market hours, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, your order fills. VOO appears in your portfolio with the number of shares you now own and a small green or red number showing today's gain or loss. The cash in your account goes through a settlement period of 2 business days. This is a regulatory standard, not a Fidelity quirk, but your position shows up immediately. You own it. What you don't need to do, check it every 10 minutes. Set alerts for every price movement. Panic when it drops 2% on a Tuesday because some economic data came out. VOO tracks the entire US economy. It has recovered from every crash in its history. You're not day trading, you're building wealth slowly. Your one job after that first buy, don't sell. On day 10, Marcus finally hit the button. Not because he learned something new, he already knew everything he needed to know. He just needed to trust the process enough to execute it once. The first trade really is the hardest. Not because it's complicated, we just walk through every step in under 10 minutes, but because it's real money, it's real stakes, and it's permanent in a way that spreadsheets and hypotheticals are not. Here's what I want you to take from this. The mechanics are simple. Fidelity, market order, dollar amount, confirm, submit. 5 steps. You can do this today. And if this broke it down in a way that finally made it click, subscribe. I put out content like this every week, all aimed at making the financial stuff actually understandable. See you in the next one.